video is for anyone who is eating clean, plant-based, and you're doing more home-cooked meals than probably ever before, and you're wondering why you're still feeling drained, foggy, and just a bit off. I'm gonna go over 5 tips that's gonna rocket your meals into protein-rich healing food that is gonna be a game changer for your energy and how you're feeling. Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm a certified integrative health coach. So a bit of disclaimer, when I offer meals and tips, all of these tips and tricks aren't going to necessarily work for you the same way they would work for another. We're all individuals. So I'm hoping that you can listen to your body, use your creativity and your intuition and information that you've learned about yourself, take what works for you and just forget about the rest. The first tip I'm going to share with you is protein. As women, we want to aim for 1.8 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. And this is for active women. And activity is not necessarily only sprinting, running marathons, although that works too. It's also if you're actively healing or recovering from some major thing that your body's been through. When I shifted to increasing more protein, my energy skyrocketed. So I found aiming for these goals to be personally transformative and transformative with women I've worked with. Also, I found myself not craving food that wasn't going to support my health. I just didn't want to eat it. Like normally I might have evening cravings for a certain foods and that just fell away effortlessly. How do you get enough protein? Especially when we're talking plant-based. To make sure you're getting enough protein when you're eating plants is to combine. So a simple rule of thumb for combining plants to ensure that you're getting a complete protein is to combine about equal parts of a carbohydrate and a starch, 2 equal parts of a legume or a plant protein, and then add in a handful of seeds and a small amount of nuts. Examples of this are rice and beans, garbanzo beans and potatoes, and then throw in a handful of seeds. I'm talking pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds, all of those, and then eating smaller amounts of nuts. And you're gonna get a complete protein. The combination of these foods does not need to be eaten all at one meal. That used to be what you would hear, that you needed to combine these foods in one meal to get that complete protein. It basically just needs to be combined throughout the day. I personally, what works for my body is to eat carbs a little bit earlier in the day, all my carbs and starches, and then I shift in the afternoon, evening towards eating more protein foods. There are a few plants that are complete proteins all by themselves, and this includes your soy foods, so tofu, tempeh, edamame. It also includes amaranth and quinoa. Amaranth may be a little bit less unknown one. I love to make it as hot cereal in the morning. Quinoa is good in almost about everything. It's easy to fit into foods. And vegetables add up to more protein than you would think. It adds up in little bits per day. If I'm using any kind of a calorie counting app or nutrition app to just check in to see where my macros are at, I used to not count the vegetables because it took too long. When I started to add in all my fruits and vegetables, I really saw how like a couple grams here and a couple grams there really made a difference in the end of the day in my total protein. 1 cup of broccoli has about 2.5 grams of protein. A cup of cooked spinach has 5 grams. So you can really see how this can be beneficial to include those proteins. And you're gonna hear me talk about adding veggies a lot in videos. The second tip is vegetables, especially cruciferous if you're going for cancer prevention and other disease preventions. Those are powerhouses. And what do I mean by that? I'm talking about your broccoli, your dark leafy greens, your cauliflower, your Brussels sprouts, kale, those kinds of things. They're super anti-inflammatory and they're just packed full of all kinds of good phytonutrients, especially those that our bodies utilize to stave away cancer and other diseases. Broccoli sprouts and mushrooms are particularly good cancer-fighting vegetables, as are garlic and onions. By including a rainbow of these vegetables and making sure that your food has a variety of colors, you're going to make sure that you're getting an ample diversity of all these phytonutrients. Vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients are essential elements our bodies utilize to support immune function, provide energy, and keep us functioning at our highest self. Veggies are also full of fiber. Fiber plays such an important role in our digestive health, keeping our digestive moving. It's essential for our healthy gut flora. Next is including healthy fats. I do use a little bit of oils sparingly. I try to stick with my healthy whole food fats. That's your avocado and your nuts and your seeds. Fats help with nutrient absorption and hormone support. They're also essential for brain function. Our brains primarily use fats as energy source. If you're finding value in this video, please support this channel by subscribing. I'm creating more content, and your support helps this video reach more people who need it. The fourth tip is to layer in healing boosters. I'm talking about food synergy. So simply by adding a little bit of lemon in with spinach or broccoli, you're increasing your body's ability to absorb iron. Fats eaten with vegetables helps our bodies absorb more of those fat-soluble vitamins. If you let garlic and onions sit after chopping it for 15 minutes, you dramatically increase their beneficial effects. Adding fermented foods aids in digestion and simply overall gut health. You can check out my video on sauerkraut for a how-to, and the video comes with chapters, so you can skip right to the recipe. These are just a few of the food synergies that are out there. Next is to keep it simple. Minimize ultra-processed foods. Try to stick to ingredients that you recognize, simple ones, words that you can pronounce. And I try to aim for keeping the ingredient list to 5 or less. Healing doesn't have to be fancy. Simple can be powerful. This isn't about perfection. This is about making small and simple choices that are sustainable and they support your highest self.